Welcome to Gaming Fan, your channel for everything related to the gaming industry and the financial markets. And as I have promised, my friends, so today I'm going to talk about 11-Bit Studios, a Polish gaming company at the moment. Also a lot in the press since they released new games. Frostpunk, now I just wanted to say Cyberpunk. No, the game is called Frostpunk 2. Frostpunk 2 is out and it has a mostly positive rating on Steam. Unfortunately, only 2,300 reviews, could be a little bit better. So Steam rating overall, we can also check out the trailer here, is 75%. It's not too bad. And then we have 33,000 people that are playing this game right now, and it had a follower number of 150,000. So if we would now compare the follower number to the number of players right now, or the highest value of players, so there it's a little bit disappointing, I would say, but we have to dig a little bit deeper in what the company is about. But here you see also on the top selling games, Frostpunk is now number 1, even before EA Sports Football Championships 25 and Warhammer and God of War Ragnarok, which also came out. I mean, you guys, you have to imagine this. So on the most played games, I think we have to go a little bit down. There we see the game. Where is it? Where is it? Here, Frostpunk. Here, it's number 50. So that's probably not very high. Yeah, well, still, guys. So I mean, the question is 11-Bit Studio an interesting investment? That's the big major question that everyone asks themselves. So I have here the Frankfurt, that's in Euro 11-Bit Studio. So if you want to invest in euros or in Polish zloty. So 1.3 billion Polish zlotys is the market cap. That's around about 400 million if I calculated this correctly here. So for 304 million. I think that's the right calculation. So let's go back to the chart, my friends. So what did I do? So disclaimer, I'm now invested in 11-bit. So I was never really invested in 11-bit because I didn't really like how the shares were developing, and I really wanted to wait actually to release of Frostpunk 2, because I knew Frostpunk 2 might be the moment where the stock is falling, and this is also then what happened. So we are 15% down since the release of Frostpunk 2, and actually we're trading also sideways since May this year. As you can see, total sideways trading. So it was clear for me here that I'm not going to jump now the guns and jump into an investment, so I waited a little bit. So I had an order here at, I think, this was even more funny. I had an order, I think, at 500. I had an order at 500, and then the stock was selling off very strongly, and then came actually back. So here we can see it. Yeah, at 500 I had an order in, and then it came back in one day, 11.6%, and now I'm actually up around 6% already on my 2 stocks. So I have to say, I only bought now 2 stocks of 11-Bit Studio. So why only 2? Because I think that's a stock I want to accumulate over the time. So guys, disclaimer, I'm not an investment advisor. This is no financial advice. I'm a YouTuber retail investor, and this is just for information entertainment purpose only. You buy everything on your own discretion and you make your own research, and you please don't buy the stock now just because I talk about this. So make your own research. So long-term chart. So let's look at the long-term chart. This is of course a fantastic chart. I mean, if you imagine you were investing 2003 in 11-Bit Studios, hey, I mean, Nvidia is also great, but it's not a bad long-term chart. But also, as it is often the case with those little Polish gaming companies, sometimes they get pumped and then they get sold off. But here you see, in the long run, even from the pump in 2008, people are now up 13%. So if you were holding, you were buying here on the top because you got like fooled into a pump and dump. Let's be honest. At this time, this was probably the case, and mostly people in Poland, investors, were buying it. even then you would be up 10%. So long-term holding your investments is very important, my friends. I'm always telling you this. Of course, diversification is as equally important. So if you put all your money in 11-bit studios, like a famous German YouTuber, then not all his money, but a lot, then yeah, you can sometimes make a lot of money. But on the other hand, so if the stock drops, as we have seen now, someone that was buying in April, even in June, that hurts now. That's then 23% down. But the long-term trajectory of this company looks okayish from the chart point of view. So see, I'm not only talking about Ubisoft games or French gaming companies. I actually also like the Polish gaming companies. So, all right, guys, I would say we look at those numbers a little bit later. Now we actually first going to check out some of the latest news, and therefore I go now back to the Steam page. So this is the Steam 11-bit Studios Steam page. You see 790,000 followers. That's quite good. And you might also know that Frostpunk 2 was very often given out for free. People have it. Most probably everyone has it. So that's also strategy. So Frostpunk 2 big game. Alters is the next big game. So they have two big games, and Frostpunk, the original one with the DLCs, they had a little back catalog. And then we have also a new gaming release that's called Creatures of Aver, also by 11-bit Studios. Unfortunately, this looks not so good here at the moment. I mean, it's positive rated, but only 13 people online right now, so I don't really know what's going on there. So release date was the 7th of August, so that's kind of sad to see this, but the problem with those kinds of games is I didn't even know this game exists until I look now on the Steam page of 11-bit Studios. I think there was missing, the marketing was missing. And then if I look a little bit again at this game, so it probably has the same problem like a lot of those new games. So the main character is serving a certain ideology, and we have, as investors, we already saw the problems that this creates for some companies. So people are a bit annoyed by this kind of characters. Therefore, they want to see other characters, like in Wukong, for example. That's what people celebrate at the moment. So, but this is the reason that no one plays this game. I mean, Indica, people like this game actually. I mean, we can click on here, see how many people, even more people play Indica right now. And this was a very weird game. So I haven't played it myself yet, but a very weird game indeed. So we have to admit this. Then we had Invincible. Also, even more people play this right now. So it's still also it's developed by Starward Industry and published by 11-bit Studios. So this is actually one of those games that sell over time. So that's part of the strategy. Part of the strategy of 11-bit Studios. So. All right, so don't know what happens with the Creatures of Aver, why this is performing so badly. Children of Mortar, for example, is an extremely cool game. 360 people played right now. I love playing this on my Steam Deck. I think it's really one of my favorite recent pixel roguelike titles that I played. So I like this definitely. And Moonlighter, I have to play a bit more. I like this too. And I was actually not a big Frostpunk player myself. And normally also cool games, I played them. And War of Mine. So those games are a little bit difficult, but they have a huge fan base. And that's important, guys. That's important. So, all right. So homepage of 11-bit Studios. So now I talked enough about the chart and about the games. Here you see again all the games that they have. So already starts to be looking quite nice. So what we have to concentrate are actually all those games now from Moonlighter, South of the Circle on. Those games are now important. So this is now their back catalog. That's their IP. And then we go to the investor relation page. That's always important. And you have some, we have strategic game release approaching, for example. And we have the quarterly report for the first quarter in 2021. So I have a press text. I used ChatGPT. I always say this as a disclaimer to make the press text a little bit more readable. And then we have the financial highlights. And we have the fact sheet. And the fact sheet, I also use ChatGPT. GPT. Oh my god. Mr. Orange, learn to speak. So also to analyze this a little bit. So, and here you see actually the shareholder structure, and here it's good to see others are 65%, and the big the founders, the CEOs, so they also own their parts of the shares, but it's actually a lot of free float, so that's good to see. Here again we have some Frostpunk information. Copies sold 197,000. Is this possible? Cross revenue between 3.9 million and 11.9 million. So the numbers are actually, the problem is here, guys. The problem here is that we cannot really work with those numbers. So therefore I'm jumping over these. So let's go back to one of the statements that we had. So 11-bit Studios reported. So this is now the first quarter 2024. 11-bit Studios reported revenues of 15.33 million for the first quarter of 24, with an operating loss of 1.3 million and a net loss of 1.6 million. Nearly half, so 48% of the company's revenue during the period came from the sale of published games, notably The Invincible and the Thaumaturg. And Thaumaturg was also not so popular. Launched on 6 November and the 4th March, so respectively. While initial sales were slightly below expectations, price promotions have positively impacted long-term sales. So that's important. So they have those price promotions. They sell those games over time. Always really going low with the price. It's a little bit the same idea like CD Projekt. So recent release of Indica on the 2nd of May for PC. And then for consoles has met expectations, receiving excellent reviews from critics and fans, and has already recouped its investment. So that's good to hear. So where is this Indica? Here we go. So already what they paid for the investment, money is already in. So Thaumaturg here, exactly. So playing 169 people played right now. Oh, that's okay. Full Theory, 11-bit Studios, mostly positive rated. The company's performance for the year is expected to be primarily driven by upcoming release of Frostpunk 2 and The Altars. And we can actually, I'm showing you actually Altars. I played the demo. 43,000 followers. I like this game. I mean, it looks good. Could become a good game. So Frostpunk is released. So obviously in the last quarter during the press release of this earnings report, it didn't release. So and then The Altars will be released shortly after. Also in the third quarter, simultaneously. Then also PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and The Altars as well as Frostpunk are in the Xbox Game Pass, so we get some cash from Microsoft as well here. To promote these titles, 11-bit Studios organized a 2-day showcase event 16th to 17th May in Warsaw, attended by nearly 100 media representatives and influencers from around the world. So why did no one invite me? Coverage from this event is expected following the lifting of embargoes on 24th May for The Altars and 27th May for Frostpunk, so that's over already. The marketing campaigns are gaining significant traction, with Frostpunk 2 now the third most anticipated game on Steam wishlist, and The Altars ranking 70th and climbing. And I mean, that's the good thing. I mean, look, if I compare it now also with the other games they have, so yeah, I mean, it works out at the moment. 33,000 people play this game right now. I mean, that's good to see. That's good to see, guys. Good stuff. Looking ahead, the company plans to boost long-term performance through the release of paid downloadable content, so DLCs, what we call game editions for additional platforms and new titles later in 2024. And Creatures of Ava, developed by Spanish studios Inverge and Chibic, is set to debut, so which obviously didn't work out when I look at the player numbers right now. So in 2025, 11-bit Studios aims to release another proprietary title, Projekt 8. So we get some new games, Projekt 8, working title, as well as Botin, also working title. So second title, developed by Digital Sun, the creators of the successful Moonlight, a major publishing hit for the company. So 300 million is the market cap. So keep this in mind. It's a small company. It's a small company. This is not a CD Projekt. This is not... Yeah, let's go actually here. This is not a CD Projekt, and this is also not a Ubisoft. So market indicators here in 2021. So of the Warsaw Stock Exchange game development company. So here you see 11-bit studios, CD Projekt, Playway. So I'm invested in 11-bit studios now. CD Projekt, Playway, and Bloober and CI Games I'm invested in. Actually, CI Games I really like at the moment, but yeah, they also have to get a bit better with some of their games. So here are the numbers, guys, and we are delving now into those numbers. Also here again, I made a short summary with AI to get it a little bit more understandable. So you want to watch a trailer at the same time? All right, so let's go and watch some. Let's watch some trailer. Here we go. Maybe it's more fun then. Revenue and profit trend. So guys, so in the first half of 2024, 11-bit studios recorded 30.76 million zlotys, which is approximately 6.95 million euros in revenue. So revenue of almost 7 million. This was an improvement compared to the first half year in 2023, where it was at 5.6 million euros. So I think I'm telling you immediately the euros, so it's easier probably. Despite the revenue increase, the company posted a net loss of 0.47 million zlotys, which is then 106,000. That's 106,000 euros, not so much in the greater scale. A significant drop from the 906,000 euros. So net loss. Yeah, that's the net loss, and we actually had a net profit in the period in 2023. Yeah, so almost 1 million net profit last year, and now we are actually in half a million Polish zlotys loss. So this decline in profitability likely results from increased operating expenses in investment. The company's EBITDA for the second quarter 2024 was minus 2.31 million. So that's minus 522,000 euros, the EBITDA, which contrasts starkly with positive EBITDA in the first quarter 2023, which was then 678,000 euros. So sorry guys, so I think I'm confusing you a little bit with those numbers, but therefore I'm naming now only the euro numbers. So I guess that's a little bit easier. So revenue, profit trends, you see, yeah, some losses, not so good. Debt levels and financial health. So where are we here? So also you can look a little bit here. Revenue at this nice chart. Revenue going down a little bit. Net profit going down. So that's the reason why a stock is then falling. I mean, you always have to keep in mind, why is a stock falling? Yeah, the stock is falling because the revenue, the net profit is going down, because the debt level goes up, because the liability goes up. So those are all the reasons. So net margin going down, operating margin going down. So, but the capital actually stable and going up, and cash equivalents also stable. So, all right, guys, let's come to the debt levels and the financial health. So total liabilities as of June this year are around 10.61 million. So this is the debt, those are the liabilities. So this is now up from last year, 7.29 million. So we're around about 3 million up. So this increase signals a rise in debt and obligations, likely due to the investment in game development marketing. So I hope that that comes from investing in new games. So that's very important, because we want new products, because we want a bigger back catalog, and then in the long run we want to earn more money on the back catalog on all those games. So, all right, second point. However, the company's total equity was approximately 52 million, indicating a low debt to equity ratio. The company's equity covers its liabilities comfortably, meaning the company is not over leveraged. So that's important. The company's equity covers its liabilities comfortably, meaning the company is not over leveraged. This provides reassurance that 11-bit studios can manage its debt without excessive financial strain. That's a very important information. So the debt level is manageable here. The company's cash and cash equivalents were 9.68 million euros as of June, compared to 8.8 million euros a year earlier. So cash goes a bit down. These strong cash reserves allow the company to continue investing in its project and weather short-term financial challenges. So they have cash, and in case Frostpunk 2 is not going to be this mega success that they expect, and they don't make, then they still have cash, so that's important. So, but of course, we want to come to a return of investor for Frostpunk 2, and we want to make even more money for Frostpunk 2. Because they make the second Frostpunk, so this means the first Frostpunk actually was already very positive for them. Growth, perspective, and investments. Publishing accounted for 52% of revenue in the first half of 2024, showing the growing importance of third-party games in the portfolio. Recent releases like The Invincible, The Thaumaturg, and the upcoming Creatures of Ava further diversify companies' income sources. We will see this with the Creatures of Ava, if this is really the case. The highly anticipated release of Frostpunk 2 and The Altars expected shortly afterwards are major growth catalysts, so we hope to see this. Both games will be available on Microsoft Game Pass, as I thought already. So companies has been consolidating its presence in the gaming industry, acquiring also 40% stake in Food Theory. Who the hell is Food Theory? Here we are. Yeah. Thaumaturg and Seven. So actually, they publish games where they also buy, where they also invest in the companies. 5.99% stake in Starward Industry, the game Invincible. So they are now also invested in the Thaumaturg company and in Starward Industry. These investments strengthen its game development pipeline and publishing capabilities. Key challenges, guys. Key challenges of the company. What are their key challenges? The company is still operating a loss with increased operating expenses. Total operating expenses in the second quarter were 4.46 million euros, up from 2.53 million. So total operating expenses actually going up almost double, my friends. This rise in cost, likely due to game development marketing for upcoming titles, presents a short-term profitability challenge. Despite the growth in cash reserve, the company's ability to return to profitability depends heavily on the success of Frostpunk 2 and The Altars, along with the ongoing management of operating costs. In conclusion, so this is an AI conclusion. 11-bit Studios shows considerable growth potential. This is conclusion by checking out those numbers, analyzing those numbers, guys. So 11-bit Studios shows considerable growth potential, particularly with the impending release of major titles and a robust publishing portfolio. Makes sense. While the company's debt levels have increased, its strong equity base and cash reserve offer a solid financial foundation. The focus on expanding its publishing business and partnerships could lead to long-term growth, but the short-term challenge remains profitability, which hinges on the success of upcoming games releases and managing rising costs. So everything I said already. The company's strategy of diversifying its income streams, building partnerships, and focusing on high-quality game releases positions it well for future growth, though careful cost control and execution of game launches will be critical to success. So they have money and the debt is not so high, but they depend a lot on Frostpunk and The Altars. So on those two games, they really depend a lot on those two games. And I mean, they made money with this War of Mine and Frostpunk, so that those were successful companies, successful games for them. And I mean, look at this chart now. Let's look at this chart. So I like that the financials are healthy. I like a little bit less actually that they're so dependent on Frostpunk 2 and The Altars as games. So therefore, guys, what I did, I put here a little at 500. I had an order in, so order has been executed. And what I'm also doing now, I will buy a little bit more, but I will not put the order in higher at the higher value I'm right now. I will put my order in at a lower value. So, and I'm following the classical strategy where I think that people are actually selling because they have a stop loss, and this is what a lot of hedge funds do. I should make a video about this. I will put my order always there where I think people have their stop losses in. So a little bit under the stop loss, and then I'm picking up shares from people that don't want to have shares. So therefore, I think for the very long term, 11-bit Studios is still a very interesting company. I would be on the short term, and especially now after the release of Frostpunk 2, I'm a little bit more reluctant to now immediately purchase more shares. So I think that it's not excluded that we see like the 400 Polish zlotys. It's really not excluded that we go there. And I could even imagine, guys, that we go to 250, 260 zlotys. Now you say, yeah, how do you conclude this just because you look at the chart? No, I mean, it's the overall picture with how important actually new games are, and if the new games are not performing and they spend a lot of money on those new games, then the company starts having a rising debt level, and then investors are a little bit less inclined to invest in it. So now the equity and the cash reserve with regard to the debt level is okay. Therefore, people are and then also, of course, we have to get to some profitability at one point where we are not at the moment, if I understood this now correctly. So if I'm not completely wrong, here you see already with the numbers. So numbers got a little bit less good. cash flow actually up here on Google Finance balance sheet also looking quite okayish. So that's what I'm doing, but you don't do what I'm doing. I probably don't invest in 11-bit at all. So it's what I'm doing. I'm buying a little bit more on the way down. I'm not planning to make this like a CD Projekt size position in my portfolio. Definitely not. So it's a very small company, but it has some good titles. Some games I like, and therefore I think it's interesting to have it on top of my other gaming companies that I have in my portfolio, like a Ubisoft, like a CI Games, like CD Projekt, etc. All right, guys. With that, I'm leaving it here. 27 minutes already, long enough for this video. So hope you enjoyed this, and also this weekend on Sunday, as always, I'm going to make my update on my portfolio, my weekly update on my gaming industry portfolio, where I go through different charts of different companies and reflect about the future of the gaming industry and the future of especially those companies, and why they actually, the stock is down 70%. Going to do this, guys. So if you're interested in this kind of video, so please subscribe to my channel. It's very, very important. If you watch my videos and you're not subscribed yet, do me a favor to subscribe to my channel. So my channel is still a micro nano channel. So I'm still under the 1,000 subscribers. And you see, I really go now here the easy approach. So I don't make giveaways. I don't make this and that to just get the subscriber numbers up. I want people that subscribe to my channel here. I want them to watch those videos, because I think that's the best return of invest. Let's put it like this, that I can get from you, because I give you videos and you watch my videos and you subscribe to the channel because you're interested in gaming industry videos, and you wanna get updates on gaming industry videos, on earnings reports, on how games are performing, on all of this. So therefore you need to subscribe to my channel. So, and of course, always write in the commentary section what you like and what you don't like. So engagement is also important in the commentary section. And if you do me a favor, so don't turn off my videos immediately after 30 seconds. Watch them for 5 minutes and then make up your own mind, of course. But I hope they're entertaining and they are also a little bit informational, that you can use them to make your own reflections, take your own decisions, because that's the most important part. Because hey, investing is extremely difficult. It costs a lot of money, and most probably people are more wrong than they're right. Most people that invest in individual stocks lose money. It's sometimes really very. It's a bet. It's very difficult. So if you're new to investing, so don't look at now gaming industry stocks. Probably just go in iShares, MSCI World, or something like this. So thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.